I was pleasantly surprised by the first Monster High of this new generation. Now, as plenty of you have informed me, the movies and the animated series are separate, but also sort of connected, but not really. And a lot of OG hardcore fans can't stand literally any change with this new generation. As far as they're concerned, resurrecting postage stamp mustache guy would be preferable to this reboot. And I have to deal with a lot of them having temper tantrums online, but I try to keep it in mind that I don't make content for them, especially given that there's people like this that are in that group, but if they want to hate watch my videos and give me engagement, I can't really complain. But first, thanks to Atlas VPN for sponsoring this video. Cybersecurity is no joke, especially in our modern day, and we all need to be protected. Plenty of emails and advertisements are hosting malware to try and target you and your information. That's why Atlas VPN is here to block those malicious ad links and notifies you when someone tries to steal your data. And it only costs $1.70 a month for 3 years plus 6 months extra. That's 86% off. You can protect your computer and your smartphone, keep your Google searches private, and unlock streaming content from all over the world. And it's super easy to use. You can see me use it right now. All you need to do is connect to their servers, and you can choose what country you want the world to think you're in. Just follow the link below, and you can get Atlas VPN's big deal of only $1.70 a month for 3 years plus 6 months extra. Claudine got internet popular, which in this world is basically the same as actual fame. You know, I'm happy that they decide to make these videos because I miss the time when I could look forward to campy TV Halloween movies, and even though this is difficult to swallow with the reboot, I'd still prefer something to look forward to rather than not. Apparently, Claudine and Deuce are gonna really try a relationship, maybe, possibly, not really. We establish all the personal problems of the big three with a mediocre song. It's fine. I'd give it a C. It's really just more exposition rather than song. Claudine is scared of being in a relationship. Draculaura is apparently having daddy issues again. Oh, and also there's some witch scrying on them. Excuse me, why are you scrying on children? Oh, I just have an evil plot that I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't care. Tell that to the cops. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, but... Okay. So the cops said they aren't willing to get their families hexed, so we're on our own.
I've been banned from salons since birth.
My hair doesn't grow on account of it being from a dead person.
Wait, so is that like a really good wig, or does Frankie just get hair implants? Also, behold, I have a new avatar. Thank you to Dragon FU for, you know, letting me commission you and doing this avatar for me. The design she came up with for this character was so good. I'm just like, I need to go back and just have multiple poses and just like slap it into a video. And so, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Also, link to her Twitter down below. When they announced Toralei returning, the reaction was actually surprisingly positive, and as far as I can tell, it aligns with the animated counterpart. Question is Laguna still like the sidekick to Toralei like it was in the show?
And what I smell is a human at Monster High.
You better get used to it,
Draculaura,
Tora.
the witch with fangs.
It feels like they just put Cleo's personality from the OG series and put it into Toralei with a bit more, you know, bully, or maybe it's just the accent. It's probably just the accent, and I'm just, yeah, no. Toralei tells them about this metal that's made by witches that's super effective against monsters and gives them cool scars.
You could come hang out with us. This Friday is game night. We have a lot of board games.
Classic Toralei.
Yeah. I guess she doesn't like board games.
Of course, the non-binary character likes board games. How much you want to bet they also like TTRPGs? That is a stereotype to non-binary people. I mean, it's a true one, but come on.
Wow, Claudine Wolf. Did you get my DM on EekTalk or Spookbook or Growngram?
Ugh. That's the worst part about having internet fame. Checking DMs. I'm so bad at getting back to people. Draculaura meets literally the only other vampire, and oh my gosh, they have a spark and are alluding to a possible relationship. Of course, we're great with pronouns, but inter-monster dating? Now that's a little too far. And don't tell me about Deuce and Claudine, or back when it was Deuce and Cleo, or now with Frankie and Cleo, or I'm still kind of holding out hope that maybe Draculaura and Claudine become a thing. Remember how they sort of kind of teased that in the previous movie? You know, it may be a false hope, but a false hope is better than no hope at all.
Gorgodium, yeah. It's what Gorgons do to come of age. Ritual year to run wild and find yourself. Meditation, some self-reflection.
That sounds great. I wish everyone had a year to do that.
With a lot of running around and terrorizing the countryside.
That sounds even better! We got a crystal that calls on spirits in order to elect the school class president prefect thing. We're talking about actual school spirit now. And of course, it's Claudine. Oh, and she's going against Toralei, because of course she is. It's literally the school choosing who wins. No voting system. I mean, magic is clearly better than democracy. And Toralei is still holding on to the old, ew, humans suck mentality from the last movie. First, Draculaura, if you can do that, you have everything you need for a great smear campaign. Who needs deep fakes when you got witchcraft? And second, wow, of course the other vampire knows witchcraft as well. Okay, jokes aside, they're kind of leaning more into like the big three being a massive influence for monsters. Draculaura is just influencing people to normalize witchcraft. So it's not really foreshadowing a relationship and more showcasing how they've helped people. Also, who else thinks this vampire kid is the witch they showed that's interested in them? We got song number 2, singing about how cool magic is and taking back the power. Hard to be worse than the first, still not a banger, but it's a beat, it's catchy. I'll add it to my playlist. It's literally the best song in the entire movie, which is a little sad. Mysterious witches ghosty goo into their room. Thankfully, Frankie freaks out and gives them a light show, which makes them leave. Toralei is straight up just trying to start a witch hunt in order to win the election. Oh, another song already. A song on fear-mongering. Huh. Odd choice, but sure. Oh, no, it's a dance battle now. Okay, this makes perfect sense. No better way to drum up votes than singing and dancing. Anyway, the song really just reiterates all the basic points that they've already said, and so it doesn't really hit that hard. Lyrics are lacking. I'm giving it another C. Disappointing.
I'm enacting a school-wide ban on all witchcraft.
Can't you just play along? Until I win and we can sort this out.
You mean go back in the broom closet?
Also, Claudine, I get it, she's being crap, but also fair point. Going back in the closet sucks, but things will be way worse if Toralei gets elected. Very much the lesser of the two evils right here. So she talks to her vampire friend who reveals that he isn't a vampire and has been faking it the whole time. Which means Draculaura can pivot the blame on him and use him as a scapegoat. Claudine's election is saved. Also, he talks about, different covens and different motives, and his mom, Queen Zamara, wants peace with the monsters and witches, lore dumping, forbidden love, horrible betrayal, turning a vampire mortal just kills them, apparently, yeah, duh. Wait, yeah. Mortals don't age past maybe 100 if you're lucky. We got the majority of the vampires. The most familiar one we know is turning 1600. They just Mother Gothel themselves to death. That shouldn't have started a war between the witches and the vampires. That should have been everyone pointing at that vampire saying, "Ha! Look at the idiot who can't do basic math." Sad song time, inner turmoil, immortal strife, awkward standing, gazing in the distance. Oh, it lasts like 2 seconds. Oh, well, this doesn't count. Okay, never mind. Draculaura disappears, friends go searching for clues, and they find an address for somewhere in Seattle because apparently the human witch kid is from there, so that's where they're going. Claudine goes alone because she's the only human. Oh, also a scarab from Cleo that can detect magic. Super convenient. Never mind, she's not alone. Dude, you didn't even get rid of your Monster High Letterman Frankie, you too? Dose is the only one with a high brain function in this group. Gasp. They put in secret clues because that's exactly what you do if you want to stay secret. You leave clues to be found. I mean, I guess they'd want new recruits. I mean, they gotta be found somehow, but that's why you have missionaries like Alice, the lying vampire not vampire. The anagram is still ridiculous if you ask me. Them jumping into the human world made this movie feel very Nickelodeon. Like bad cheesy dad jokes and unfunny slapstick. It's like they hiccup and the Nickelodeon comes out. It's just a small moment, but when it pops up, oh boy, does it pop up. So some witches came to kidnap Draculaura, and then it just so happens that some person that she was talking to reveals himself to be a normal witch, not a monster witch, just normal witch. and she doesn't come up with a connection right there. She doesn't connect two and two together. You don't think maybe he's also trying to work to abduct you? I feel like that'd be obvious, but fine. I mean, I guess you can argue that, Draculaura wasn't thinking straight because she just had a fight with Claudine. How could you? She just wanted to stick it to Claudine. I get it, emotions running high will make people do stupid things. People tend to just analyze the character's motives and be like, that should have been obvious. But you're looking at it from being a calm viewer on a couch. You're not thinking of, people are dumb when they're emotional. It is the most surefire way to get someone to just stumble into a stupid situation and have it be perfectly viable. So, I bet you there's gonna be people who are, ranting about this one scene and oh, it's so obvious. But I feel like it's actually the most realistic scene in this entire movie. Draculaura just wasn't thinking straight. Just like me, I'm never thinking straight. They find Draculaura, and surprise, surprise, Draculaura says she ain't coming back. As if we expected anything else. More sad songs. Honestly, Claudine is being dumb. Draculaura is trying to end a war. Claudine is trying to become school prefect. I feel like one is way more important. She's acting like they'll stop being friends because Draculaura has her own stuff to deal with. The song is just them talking about how they disagree, but in song. And Draculaura is saying that Claudine is being a big dummy dum-dum. Another C. Good performance though, better composed than some other, a C+. It's cute seeing them make a speech about, fighting ignorance and learning acceptance, as if that would actually work in an actual political debate. And it actually doesn't work. This movie is more realistic than I thought. But Draculaura heard it, and now she's trying to run back to school to be there for Claudine. And really? Okay, so the Witch Coven later shows her true colors and tells her that she's a prisoner. Oh my gosh, what a surprise. It's like it was predictable the whole time. Cleo gets a distress signal.
That old story about the mortality curse, and tonight you get to cast it.
What? Toralei, flip-flopping around, is all like, I'm coming with you because Draculaura is the monster, so she's with us. Except for the part where she's a witch. I hate that part. Evil, disgusting, gross, but a monstrous witch, so I'm helping. I get they wanted to just have Toralei in on this mission because she's the new character and in the live action movie series. It still feels sort of forced. It's sort of yes, not really. Not a good excuse for her to come. Also, they brainwashed Draculaura, so she says whatever they want and starts doing the immortal chant to kill all the vampires. In another twist that absolutely none of us saw coming, Zamara's son betrays his own mother because, it's pretty messed up what she's doing. All they gotta do is throw something at her, and they keep trying to break into the cage made of anti-monster metal. Come on. Grab a stapler or something. I mean, sure, power of friendship, fighting the pain, it's very sweet, but when there's an easier and faster solution, it's just hard to overlook it. Claudine has a near-death experience, literally talking to death. And she wills herself back to consciousness. I love the premise. Oh, dang, Draculaura got cool. Anyway, I love the message and the premise. It's just done in a subpar way. Not bad, I can't really say it's bad, but it's not good. So the weird rift in their relationship is mended, Draculaura is safe, and Toralei maybe doesn't totally hate witchcraft after seeing Draculaura use witchcraft for good.
Hey, I'm sorry, I had no idea.
I know. But
You betrayed my trust? Lied to me, helped kidnap me, and committed several crimes. Even if the end result wasn't what you wanted, the road you took was still incredibly wrong?
you did the right thing when it counted.
Okay, sure, but what about all the crime? Draculaura's Suite 1600. We love good old callbacks. Now, who's the winner for Prefect? Oh my gosh, it's Claudine. Crazy. I honestly thought it was gonna be Toralei. I guess helping a witch and going against literally her whole foundation had people switching sides. The intro song really didn't foreshadow anything that happened in this movie. Also, Deuce is leaving for his year-long bender, meaning he's doing like a soft breakup with Claudine. Final singy song. The songs haven't really been hitting as hard as the first movie. I didn't think the first movie had a lot of bangers, but this one is just lukewarm. Altogether, this was a solid glow down from the last movie. Was both of them predictable? Yes. Is that why? Not really. I think the big problem is that we want Monster High. The human world is fine. I mean, it's part of the, Monster High world that they live in, but they were going to meet witches, and we got a corporation. It really took me out of the immersion. If they did a fun little, oh no, I'm a businesswoman, presto changeo, now I'm in a witch costume, now I'm visually appropriate for this, Halloween special. Half this movie was just a lame spy movie with a light dribble of magic. Death comes back for Draculaura, and it looks like next movie is gonna be focusing on Frankie. Give me crappy CGI over the corporate hellscape any day. This movie feels like they were trying to save money on a movie that already has a small budget, no doubt. I come here for the world of Monster High, not the world of Seattle, Washington. The premise and the message was fine. It aligned very well with everything that Monster High has been setting up, especially in the previous movie. As a Monster High movie, it's fine, mediocre, just okay. As a Halloween-timed special movie event for the Halloween season, which is, it also sorta kinda is. It's garbage. Honestly, this may be me, maybe not. I could not get behind the bickering between Draculaura and Claudine. I mean, yes, they both have two ideals that they're trying to do. It's not even two ideals, it's, hey, I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing my own thing too. And I get the whole argument between hey, maybe you should just go back into the broom closet. It was supposed to be a haha nod to gay, which I get, but also this is, survival a little bit. Not quite to that extreme, but they were kind of hinting at survival when you equate homophobia and the Salem witch trials. I don't know, I mean I feel like Claudine was making a point, and I hate saying that, but I feel like she was making a point. Do I want Draculaura to not have to hide who she is? Obviously, everyone does. That was never in question. Claudine was literally saying, hey, I'm fighting for you. Things aren't going super great right now. I think this is a strategy that'll probably best help out both of us. And Draculaura said, how dare you? My rights. Yeah, I'm trying to defend them. It's not a pretty situation. It's complicated. For a metaphor, I think it was not very well done. I like what they were going with. All the foundation is there. Delivery wasn't. Tell me in the comments what you think of this movie, and if your comment is everything about this reboot sucks, screw you. No, it doesn't. It's a downgrade. No one's arguing that. It's a downgrade from the OG, but not everything about it sucks. This movie, though, was a glow down, not a glow up. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, Frankie's time in the limelight will be better next year, assuming it's gonna be next year. I don't actually know when they're gonna release these things. Are they part of are things gonna be delayed due to the WGA strike? How do things get that? That got resolved, I'm pretty sure. I'm not quite up to the times, and I especially don't know how the development of these movies work when it comes to Nickelodeon. All I'm saying is if it doesn't come out next year, I wouldn't be super surprised. Support me on Patreon if you like stickers and trading cards. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay beautiful and keep playing.